Please go ahead, Prem.
Yes, sir. Okay. Harihi Om. So I will be covering the summary of the end portion of Bhriguvalli, the conclusion of Bhriguvalli. So before we start, we need to first understand the context. So Bhrigu is a drama with son Bhrigu approaching his father Varuna as a guru to know the nature of Brahman, from which everything has come into existence and into which everything dissolves. Varuna instructs Bhrigu to investigate. Bhrigu makes several attempts, each time concluding one of the Panchakoshas, 5 sheaths of existence, from the grossest to the subtlest as Brahman. The Panchakoshas are Annamaya Kosha, the gross body consisting of the food that is transformed into the body parts like skin, flesh, bones. Next one is Pranamaya Kosha, the vital breath, Manomaya Kosha, the mind, Vijnanamaya Kosha, the intellect, Anandamaya Kosha, blissful state. Finally, Bhrigu is able to transcend all 5 layers, even beyond the Anandamaya Kosha, and he experiences the nature of Brahman, the true self. Now, coming to the concluding section of Bhriguvalli, there are 3 portions, the experience of this Brahman realization. First is the Mahavakya, the condensed essence of the Upanishad. It goes Ayam Purushe Yascha Savaditye Sa Ekaha, the one who is in a Jiva or human, and the one who is in the self-luminant, brilliant one, the Brahma Swarupa. In Sandhya Vandana, this mantra, Adityo Brahmavahani, the sun is Brahman. This mantra also conveys the same meaning. So we meditate on the sun, contemplating that the Purusha and that in Aditya are the why sun? Because sun is the most evident. Sun is the source of all life. Even according to modern science, all life forms either directly or indirectly depend on sun. At the same time, sun just exists. It doesn't act. So it is much easier to visualize and relate ourselves with the sun. Let's take an example of a small child playing with dolls. So this one child who plays with 5 or 6 dolls at the same time gives each doll a personality. One doll is a nice one doll is a naughty one is a strict parent, one is a sweet friend, and so on. All these are played by the same kid. During the play, the dolls do possess their own personalities, but they are not distinct from the child. Thus, what is to be understood from this Mahavakya is that there is only one self and not multiple instances. And how it should not be understood is that I am equal to sun or Ishvara. Jiva can never become Ishvara, but the self in Jiva and that of Ishvara is the same. So that is the Mahavakya. So that's the essence of it. The next part explains how one who realizes the true nature of self transcends all the material elements, going beyond all the 5 koshas and enjoys the infinite bliss of Brahman. Just like Bhrigu, one first realizes that food and hence the body, which we identify with as our identity, is not the real self. To take a small example, consider our hair. As long as it is attached to our body, we take utmost care to maintain it. We apply oil, we comb, we trim, and ensure it is well maintained. Once a few hairs fall down, we look at it with disgust. It is no longer part of us. So we can infer the hair which are still attached to our body is not me, but it is mine. We can extend the same argument to all parts of the body. We only say my eyes, my nose, my hands, etc. Whenever we say my, it means it is not me, but it belongs to me. When one thinks through this enough, one realizes that body is not me, and then transcends the first kosha, Annamaya kosha. So similar exercise must be done to transcend through all the other koshas, Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha, and then enter the innermost layer, Anandamaya kosha, the subtlest of all 5 koshas. This is the state of Samadhi, or fully aware, dreamless sleep state. Anandamaya kosha is the innermost of the 5 koshas, which is the most blissful layer that wields the Brahman or the Supreme Self. Although it is a direct reflection of the Brahman, it is not permanent. Even at this stage, one must continue the sadhana and transcend even this stage. Finally, a silence ensures and clarity blossoms. The one who transcended all the 5 koshas has the most blissful experience, which stays permanently. Now let us suppose we have never tasted the best halwa in the world. The moment one puts a piece of halwa into the mouth and it starts to melt, imagine the satisfaction it brings. Ha, wow, is the experience, one says. So this is the bliss halwa brings. So now, how will the bliss of Brahman realization be? Shruti says thus, ha-vu, ha-vu, ha-vu. So this is the experience of the Brahmavit. And then he realizes, I am the food. I am the eater of the food. I am the agent who combines the two. I am food. The food that I eat becomes me. And also, I become food for some other. I am the eater of food. I am the one who eats the food. And third is combining agent, the principle of consciousness which unites the enjoyer who eats the food and the enjoyed, the food itself. So why food? Out of all the 5 koshas, why only emphasize on food? Food, Anna, is the first gateway. If we think a little bit more, the term for the first kosha is Annamaya kosha and not Shariramaya kosha, even though it refers to the body. So this is just my personal interpretation. This is because it can be easily understood that body is made of food we eat. We normally see our body to be the outermost point or border of ourselves. That is, we think skin is part of us, but not our clothes. Similarly, we also see food to be an outside entity that enters us. Thus, at the moment of truth, one realizes there is no border and the individuality is absolutely lost. The food, the eater, and the conversion of food into body are all the same. The mantras are repeated thrice to emphasize the amount of wonderment. It becomes so obvious at that point, yet somehow it has not been realized until that point. The true I, which is the center of immortality, is something that exists even before the oldest of gods. Whoever this I is, who gives this knowledge of Brahman as one's true self, saves us from all the miseries and bondage. I am all. And with this realization, the entire creation ceases to exist. Upon this realization, one shines like the golden sun, concludes the Upanishad. There are 2 key lessons to be learned from Bhrigu. The first is the need of a guru. Just like how Bhrigu approaches Varuna as his guru, so must we. That is why we approach our teacher reciting Adhihi Bhagavo Brahma to teach us the nature of Brahman. The second is self-inquiry or investigation. Varuna does not just give away the answer, but guides Bhrigu to investigate it by himself. So must we. Thus, by approaching a guru and through his mercy, by meditating on the self, one attains the highest truth. That's all. Thank you.